I don't want to hear about run differential. Watch the games, which sometimes, I don't know what you do. What do you get, the box? You memorize the box score? I mean, but this, well, who cares about run differential for crying out loud?
Doug.
How'd the run differential work for the Red Sox, who got buried by the Indians in 3 straight games?
Doug, take a look at the full screen. I didn't have time to send it into graphics, so I wrote it up for you. Those are the leaders in run differential in the divisional era. Number 1, were the 98 Yankees any good, Doug? They're pretty good. Yeah. How about the 01 Mariners? 161 games.
Stunk.
How about Brooks, Robinson, and the 69 Orioles? Is that a good team, Doug? How about the 75
Orioles
Reds?
Got smoked by the Mets. I mean, the Mariners were terrible. In Yankee Stadium, they pitched Aaron Seeley in Game 5, and Yankee fans in 2001 were singing to him, overrated.
How are the 75 Reds?
Better.
Doug, 75
the
Reds.
The Mariners were a gag team. That's not a big team.
Doug, you're losing focus. 75 Reds. These are great teams. These are all great teams. 75 Red, Big Red Machine. 6th, because the 98 Astros were there. The Chicago Cubs this year. This is a great team, Dog. You're missing a hell of a show.
Great team in this diluted, awful National League where there's not another good team.
Hey, was Rocky Marciano a great heavyweight champion? Rocky Marciano beat everybody in front of him. What do you want the Cubs to do?
And that is, well, fine. I'm not arguing.
There you go. I went Marciano on you.
Well, fine, but that doesn't make Marciano the greatest fighter of all time because he beat a bunch of old tomato cans.
Yeah, but it made him an undefeated heavyweight champion. Dog, how about this? All right, yesterday I'm listening to you, Dog, and I'm thinking, how do you measure things? Objective methodology. I divided baseball into 4 things: hitting, pitching, fielding, and base running. Here's where the Chicago Cubs rank in the National League. Weighted runs created plus 1, ERA plus 1, DRS, that's defensive runs saved, that's fielding 1, base running runs 4th. So all right, they're base running. They're not the best base running team in the National League. I'll give you that. But they're the best at everything else. They're the best at everything else.
Let me ask you a question.
Number 1.
How was their defense in the Giant series? Stunk. 6 errors. How is their hitting in the Giant series? Stunk. They couldn't hit the Giant pitch. They could have been here all night. The Giants lost that series. It comes into winning.
Doug,
the Giants blew a 3-run lead in the 9th inning for crying out loud because they have no bullpen.
Doug, where are the Giants now?
They're home.
They're home. And the Cubs move on. And you know what? They could have wiped them out. You know, they could have swept them away, too.
Could have wiped them out my rear end. They were about to play a Game 5.
Giants are a good team. Giants are a good team.
Let me ask you a question.
Cubs are a great team.
About the hitting. About the hitting. Would you rather have Bench and Perez 4-5 or Zobrist and Addison Russell 4-5?
I'd rather have Ruth and Gehrig too. Look, if you're comparing them to Bench and Tony Perez and Joe Morgan and Pete Rose.
3.
All right, Doug.
4.
You want me to admit? I think I'm going to go on record. I think the 1975 Reds were better than this Cubs team. I'll give you that. If that's a win, that's a win for you.
By the way, Gehrig and Ruth, they rotated. Sometimes Ruth hit 3, but Ruth hit the 3, and that's why they wore the numbers 3 and 4.